Welcome to another episode of the Rogue Stand Show. I'm here with... Dan.
Yes, I am Dan.
That disguise was amazing. I would never have guessed that it was you.
Incredible disguise. I don't actually need these glasses to see. They just look fashionable. I don't have superpowers to back up my disguise, but my God, do I part my hair with my left hand?
Yes,
or
you
my
do.
right hand,
Oh.
depending on how confident I am.
Yeah, you better part it back.
I part it with both.
remember last episode, it was like everywhere.
It was a disaster. Anyway, hi. We're going to be talking about Man of Steel.
So stick around.
So, Man of Steel,
Man of
right?
Steel.
The start of the DCU, the end of the DCEU.
That was quick.
Yeah, it's the only good one. And then
Yeah.
we got the Snyder Cut.
But
that took like 10 years
Yeah.
after the first Justice League.
And every fan under the sun saying, give us the Snyder Cut. And one of us going, all right.
And then that backfiring in their face. And then the studio exec getting... So it was a complete catastrophe all the way around. But forget all that.
Actually, Dan, I've got an exclusive photo here for everybody playing at home. This is the current situation at Warner Brothers. This is an insider scoop. Nobody has seen this image before. This is what Warner Brothers looks like right now.
Oh my God, it's on fire.
So there you go. Exclusive photo. You've seen it here first. That's the current state of Warner Brothers until David Zaslav comes in and fixes everything.
Because Discovery is actually... The fact that it's Discovery buying Warner Brothers and not Warner Brothers buying Discovery is hilarious.
It's hilarious, yes. Well, he's already, fired 4 people so far. Like Ann Sarnoff, CEO, she's gone.
Yeah, who had the idea to put all of our stuff on streaming? Yeah, fire that guy.
Fire him.
Yeah, the fact that they did that. Because do you know...
But without him, though, we wouldn't have got the Snyder Cut. So
Yes.
it's kind of crap that he's gone, but kind of good that they're starting again.
No, Snyder Cut is a good movie, but it's a bad business decision.
Well,
Because it didn't...
It resulted from bad business.
Yeah, but I ran the numbers, right? The numbers, ladies and gentlemen.
Here they are, ready?
I did
This is
months
all the numbers.
and months of calculations. So, the DCEU, right? The tons of streaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people streamed the Snyder Cut. Guess how? According to this, if you carry the one, they made jack shit from that because all of them already had streaming services. So they made no money from everyone doing it. The only way that you make money from being a streaming service is if
you regularly put out content.
And also,
not
people sign up for it.
Not 1 4-hour cut of a movie.
They have the Snyder Cut. They have all the DCU. They have all the 2020 movies.
Yep.
Do you know what made them the most new subscribers? Sex and the City. They had Sex and the City, and a lot of people signed up to watch Sex and the City. So...
All right, so let's talk about Man of Steel.
Fine. DCU is still bad. I'm really glad they killed it. Because now they're just making good movies. Man of Steel.
Henry Cavill. Is he your Superman or not?
No.
Oh.
I mean...
What?
My Superman, a good Superman, different questions.
Okay.
He's a great Superman.
Okay.
But it's Christopher Reeve, man.
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve is still the man, even though... Okay.
Okay.
So Man of Steel, there's good criticisms. For example, the tone, right?
Yeah.
People aren't into the tone.
Yeah.
And I get
Kevin
that.
Costner.
Yeah.
Great.
And then you have... but there's also dumb shit. So you want to start with the dumb shit or end with the dumb shit?
We'll end with the dumb shit.
Okay, we'll
start with the good shit.
Start with the good shit. I love the tone. I love Zack Snyder because they wanted to. I
love his imagery.
His imagery is great. His cinematography. He's basically, if he wasn't a director, he'd be a cinematographer.
Yeah.
Does he work with the same cinematographer?
No, he does switch it around. And in his last film that was for Netflix, which is Army of Dead, he shot himself.
Nice.
So he was director and cinematographer.
So the cinematography for all of Zack Snyder's movies are phenomenal. He is a filmmaker.
Yeah.
And even if you don't like his movies, he made an Owl movie.
Yeah.
And that movie looks amazing.
Yeah. What was
like-
that, Guardians?
That was,
Gahul or something? Or
Yeah,
something?
Legend of the Guardians, the Owls of Gahul.
That's it.
A title that is impossible to remember except by me.
See, I
who
couldn't even
made a
remember
note.
it. So, well done, Dan.
So he made Man of Steel.
Yep.
And it is arguably
The best Superman.
the best Superman movie.
But also arguably the worst Superman at the same time.
Well, depends on who you're arguing with, I
Well, no,
suppose.
it depends which part of the film you're up to.
That's an excellent point.
So it's the best Superman movie right up till the Battle of Smallville, and then it becomes the worst Superman movie.
I'm glad we're on the same page because the first is it half an hour? Everything.
45. It's a good 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Everything that happens on Krypton is phenomenal.
And everything like him discovering himself on Earth is also phenomenal. And then you get to the Battle of Smallville, and it gets a little bit over the top. The fight's good.
The fight's good, but it goes too long.
Goes too long.
I think all the action scenes are just a little bit too long.
But the good thing that what happened to my voice then? The good thing about Zack Snyder is though that he's really good at showing like physical fights. You know how you get like superhero fights and it's always like they throw them into a building or something like that, which happens in this movie. But you actually see like the force.
I think that
you never really see that. In
one of the
films.
things that I like about this movie, and it's also in Superman Returns, the airplane scene from Superman Returns, is the physical damage that gets dealt by punching. And it's it's not just like, oh, it fell over. It's like, no, because with Superman and other superheroes in comics, when they lift something, they have some sort of telekinetic powers.
Yeah.
Because like, if you're super strong, that thing's still gonna break.
It doesn't matter though, Dan. No matter what superhero power you have, you can turn into fire, you can blow ice out of your breath, you can use laser eyes, you still got to throw them into a column.
If you don't throw them into the column, why do they build columns?
That's exactly right.
It's like in a video game if you had a bunch of barrels and didn't punch it.
Exactly right.
Like, what is the point?
Exactly.
It's like
It's not a superhero movie unless you've punched a barrel.
Yeah, it's like playing Assassin's Creed and it's like, the haystack, not going to jump into it.
That's exactly right.
I love Man of Steel a lot.
Yes.
But also, the complaints that people have are both ridiculous and dumb.
Okay, so let's go over some of the complaints. What are
Okay,
they?
Superman doesn't kill people. So anyone who says that Superman doesn't kill people and it's like, man, I really like those Christopher Reeve movies, that motherfucker kills Zod in Superman 2 and laughs. And in this one, he feels bad.
He feels bad.
He feels bad about needing to kill Zod.
My feelings are hurt.
Yeah, he feels bad because not only has he killed Zod, but I believe that his two soldiers are already dead at this point.
Yes.
So he's
half the city is dead at this point.
Yes, but Zod's two sidekicks.
Because you cannot tell me that they had that huge fight and smashed through all those buildings and didn't kill somebody.
Look, we'll get into that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think that's the weirdest complaint. Because it's like, how does Superman, a guy who's never fought anyone before and is fighting a bunch of villains that with actual superpowers, why does he not go to a farm or whatever?
Yeah, I'm gonna mention it. Mm-hmm. The word that everybody cringes over now in the DCEU.
Oh, don't do it.
Martha.
Why do you say that name? Why did you say that name?
I said it. But Diane Lane's great as Martha. She's really good.
I really like her. I think she... what I find interesting is Zack Snyder's philosophy on heroism.
Yeah, okay.
Which is that most heroes, the philosophy is to do good and be perfect. And with him, it's like not doing evil when you have that much power is equally as heroic.
Yeah,
Which is quite interesting.
And what to do with that power.
Yeah.
And that's the really good line that comes from Kevin Costner. He's like,
Kevin Costner is a great Jor-El.
No, he's not Jor-El.
Kevin Costner is a great other one, Jonathan Kent. Who's the guy that plays Jor-El though? Because he's also
Russell
great.
Crowe.
Thank you, Russell Crowe. Getting those two mixed up. It's what I do.
Michael Shannon, great Zod.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to rely on you for names from now on. Zod is great because it's like, what does he do? Why does he kill Zod? I don't know, because he's like, if you don't kill me, I'll fucking kill everyone. What are you going to do? Not kill me?
What do we think about Lois Lane? Do you like Amy Adams? No.
I didn't think she was a good Lois Lane.
Yeah.
I think
that... that's the third time that she auditioned for Lois Lane.
I can tell. She's not very good. Like, a lot of people would be better. But also, I don't like
Lois Lane. There's probably a reason why she didn't get it the first 2 times.
Yeah. I don't like...
she's a great actress, but I agree. She's not a very good Lois Lane.
Who plays Lois Lane in the Christopher Reeves movies?
I don't remember.
Also not good. Like, there's a very specific line that you have to walk with Lois Lane. And
so what, is it Terry Hatcher?
Sure. I'm going to look up who that is.
That's from the TV series.
Oh, Lois and Clark?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I dug her.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It helps that you had time to develop her as a character.
Yeah, yeah.
And in this one, it's like, I'm Superman's girlfriend. Do you know what this needed? This needed Superman.
It needed a sequel.
It needed a sequel. Because this is all set up.
To flesh it out more. And
we
need to see like someone like Brainiac or something like that. That would have been
yeah.
fantastic.
Like, we had that video from that terrible executive the other last week. And, like...
the unseen footage from Warner Brothers has also been leaked. So far we've got leaked footage, we've got leaked photos. What's next? Audio clip.
Audio clip.
That's next week.
There's just a scream. Everything's on fire!
All right, Dan, what would you like to see next in a Superman movie?
I would like to see a Superman movie.
Oh, no way.
Because they saw Man of Steel and they're like, well, people didn't like it for some reason. I still don't know why.
Yeah, it's great.
But...
The first 45 minutes.
Yes. The Man of Steel has got its problems, but none of its problems have been discussed on Twitter.
Yeah.
But it's all set up, and then you go to like this. Now we have Superman.
Yes.
And then they move straight into Batman v Superman out of massive
we don't need
panic.
Superman anymore, apparently.
Yeah. Because they made
Poor
Batman
Henry
v
Cavill.
Superman. Because people think that Zack Snyder was like, I have this idea for a trilogy. I'm going to make Man of Steel, then Batman v Superman, and then Justice League. And then that'll be great. But I'm like, no. He didn't.
Yeah.
He had Man of Steel, and then they're like, can you make a Batman v Superman movie? And it's like, I guess.
Okay, fine.
I'll make it.
Yeah. I hope he comes back and makes a sequel with
Yeah.
Henry Cavill, but it's probably not going to happen.
It's probably not going to happen. The what I want is Henry Cavill to play Superman, though.
What about James Bond?
No.
Okay, that's another story for another day.
No, he's built like a mountain. I believe that guy's Superman, but like, no.
Fair enough.
What I want is another Superman movie because they're not doing the DCU anymore, but they have got characters that are from the DCU. Just do a Superman movie.
It's just Superman on his own.
Marvel,
Don't need
Marvel's
everybody
doing
else.
Moon Knight. Moon Knight. Who the fuck knows who Moon Knight is? If you say you do, you're a liar and a thief. Right?
Just
They're
give us
doing Moon
just
Knight.
Superman on his own. You don't need everybody else with him. Just him.
And also, don't
cheaper.
make him Batman. Just make him his own thing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, we're going to move along to Josh Vittles next.
Yes.
And he's going to talk to us about daylight savings.
Oh, fun. I got an extra hour of sleep, so thank you, Daylight Savings.
Stick around.
Bye.
Welcome to the next segment, and now we've got...
Josh,
Whoa, is it Josh?
Josh,
because
sorry,
what's this?
I've been growing my beard. Over
He's
the
been
last
growing his beard.
It's nothing new. It's normal.
Yeah, that's right. It looks good.
It does look good.
Are you going to get it like super long?
Oh, not super long.
You're going to be like Ned Kelly?
No, not like Ned Kelly. I'll be shaving it off soon.
All right. Soon?
Soon,
Go a little bit
yeah.
longer. It's good.
Okay.
Suits you.
We're going to talk about daylight saving today in Australia.
That's when the sunlight goes for a swim and we have to rescue it.
Yes.
Daylight saving. Is that right?
That's right. Daylight saving was first introduced into Australia in 1916 during times of war.
That's right, because that's when they started swimming in the ocean.
Well, it was to observe more daylight during the First World War for us to set, for the soldiers
100%
to see.
accurate. My explanation was not 100% accurate.
Yeah, it was reintroduced. It was reintroduced again during the Second World War from 1942 to 1944.
Oh, so they stopped for a little bit?
It stopped for a little bit after the First World War, then came back again in the Second World War.
Okay.
and then it stopped again after the Second World War.
Yep.
And then in 1971, it got reintroduced again, to the southern states.
Right, okay. What else can you tell us?
Daylight saving used to be 5 months in the southern states, but then it got changed to 6 a bit later on in 2007-8. It used to be the last Sunday of March. Daylight saving used to start on the last Sunday of October and finish on the last Sunday of March.
And then did they change that?
They changed it to what we have now in Australia, the first Sunday of October to the first Sunday of April.
So they went from the last to the first.
Oh, that's because it was a bit it felt a bit uneven to have it only for 5
little bit
months.
wonky.
Yeah, a little bit uneven.
Can't have
yeah.
wonkiness.
No. Queensland did have daylight saving
They're
a
wonky.
few times, but it didn't. But they had a trial between 1989 and 1992, but it didn't. But it got defeated.
That's right. The judge went
No, it was,
defeated.
It was due to a heavy no vote. It was.
Oh, damn it! And here I was thinking it went to trial.
Well, after they scrapped it in 1972.
Okay.
During daylight saving time in Australia, there are 5 time zones. There are 2 in the east and 2 on the east coast, 2 in
Yep.
the middle, and one on the west coast.
That's right. Exactly. Which one do you prefer?
I prefer the New South Wales time
Hey.
zone.
Even though you're not wearing blue today, you're wearing more like a turquoisey colour. But
Yeah.
I'll let you off just this once.
During summertime, Queensland is an hour behind the southern states.
That's right.
And when daylight saving finishes in the southern states,
They're still behind.
the Queensland comes back into line with the southern states.
See, this is us, and this is them behind.
So-
and then they go, and then they're back in line again.
No, not like that, Kez. It's you want to know an example of how it works?
Okay, you tell me.
So if you look at the time zones between the eastern states, so if it's 11 o'clock in Queensland and 12 o'clock in New South Wales,
Yep.
that means on the Sunday morning that
Yep.
that will now become the same time zone in the first week of April,
that's how
first
it
Sunday
works.
of April.
It's like magic.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when you look at it the next day, it'll say the same time zone on Sunday, the first Sunday of April.
Yeah, okay.
In the first Sunday of October, Queensland becomes 1 hour behind New South Wales when the clocks change in the southern
Again,
states.
magic trick.
You all know a little example about how it works?
Yep,
The
tell
sun
me.
sets in Sydney on the day before the clocks change back at 7:08, and then
And
the
then
next
they
next
forgot
day.
to save the sunlight.
Oh, sorry, the sun rises at 7:08.
Oh, they
The sun
remembered to
rises
save
at
the sunlight.
7:08. The sun rises at 7:08 on the day before we change back, and then the next day it goes down at 6:08.
And then they
sorry,
forgot.
rises at 6:08.
And then they remembered.
The sun rises at 6:08 the next day from 7:08 the
That's
previous day.
Very, very true.
The sunset for that would be 6:50 on the day before it changes, and then down to 5:50 the next day.
Do you know what happened just recently in the United States, Josh?
No.
So they actually they're passing a bill. It's gone through the upper house, and now it's going to go, it's gone through the lower house, and it's going to go through the upper house, is that they're going to make daylight savings permanent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're going to make it permanent.
Always save
Always?
daylight.
Phew, I don't think I'll be able to manage that.
I don't think I will
No.
either, so I don't think it's going to go through.
It'll be throwing me off a bit there.
But it is America. I wouldn't put it past them.
Do you all know what time the sun sets in Brisbane at the latest?
Oh.
During summer?
6:51 and 45 seconds.
No, 6:48.
Oh,
You're
so
close.
close.
6:48. You all know what it is for Sydney?
Okay, wait. 5:48.
In the summer?
Yeah.
The sun sets.
Yeah. Was I right?
No, 8:09 it is.
Damn.
At the latest, 8:09 at the latest.
Oh yeah, because it's later.
Yeah, daylight
'Cause we
saving
saved
brings it
the
up,
sun.
brings it up to 8:09.
That's right. Bloody hell.
You all know what time the sun?
Don't ever put me on a game show.
You all know what time the sun sets in winter in Sydney
Look,
at the earliest?
I've got a great track record so far, so I'm going to have another guess. 5.
No, 4:52.
So close again.
Again, very close.
Look, if it was The Price is Right, I'm pretty sure I would have won.
Well, you know what time the sun rises at the latest in winter
What?
in Sydney?
Just tell me this time.
7:01.
Okay.
For the Central Coast, it's a little bit earlier, 6:59.
And why do you think that is?
That's because of the latitudes.
Because the Earth is round.
That's what
It's not flat.
That's what varies between between New South Wales and Queensland. It's the
That's right.
latitude is what makes it the light
And
different.
we're smarter.
No, we're in the mid latitudes. We are.
That's right. That's right. We're on the more like the belly side of the Earth.
No. Well, we see Sydney during daylight saving time sees 14 and a half hours of sunlight at the longest day, so just before Christmas.
So that's where you can go to the beach, have a good time,
And the shortest
have a
amount
couple
of
cold ones.
and the least amount of daylight we see in the winter is just under 10 hours.
And
9
that's when we're
hours and
lazy
53
and want to stay in
minutes.
bed. So what else can you tell us about daylight savings? Wrap it up for us.
I do like daylight savings, but not
Josh likes daylight savings.
but not
you
the-
can stick around.
but not the last week of daylight savings.
But not the last week. You can't stick around.
No, I can't stick around. I don't like the last week of daylight saving because it's too dark in the morning.
Yeah, that is very true, especially when you're going for your early morning walks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I do like it when it comes back on in October, but not the final week where we go into April a little bit.
Well, thank you so much, Josh, for all your amazing information. Again, this week we learnt about saving daylight. Next week, we're going to talk about
Buses in Australian buses.
specifically Australian buses. Maybe even a double-decker bus.
Maybe that.
Maybe. Or
Or it could,
did you hear it? It's recorded. You heard it here first. He might not be talking about just Australian buses. It could also be talking about another kind of bus.
it could be types of buses that are related, that it could be the same length or same number of seats.
There you go. Well, thank you so much, Josh. Catch you around next week.
Catch you around next week.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm Scott. I'm back here with Adam, and welcome to Scott Sports. This week, we'll be discussing round 7 of the NRL Telstra Premiership.
Anzac round.
What a week of
Yeah.
football.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The action, the crowds. I actually got my first taste of an NRL game in 5 years.
That's right. Scotty and I went to the Newcastle versus Parramatta game. 26,000 people at McDonald's Jones Stadium. The weather was good to us, Scotty.
Oh, perfect. Besides trying to not get sunburnt. It was a really good game. Parramatta ended up winning 39-2. What a win.
Yeah.
Win of the biggest, not the biggest win of the season. Despite that, we're just going to move on from that. I'm going to talk about the results from round 7. So the Sharks over the Manly Seagulls 34-22.
Yeah, close game. Sharks came out on fire. They're talking, I don't know if you saw it, Scotty, but the centre, left-hand side, man, they killed it. Talakai Fekatoa in them. Man, there's something going on with that guy. But they got ahead in the first half by quite a lot of points, and the Manly did well to come back in the second.
What's the go with Cherry Evans? Cherry Evans doesn't look like he's going good anymore.
Well, I think, Sharks, they put a lot of pressure on him in the first half, but he came out all right in the second, and they were lucky to get the score.
So where does that put Sharks now on the ladder?
They're up there. They must be at least second. They're up there with Melbourne.
The next game is the Broncos 34 over the Bulldogs 14.
Yeah. Broncos did it, man. They were on fire. They did well. They got a young team. They're still trying to put things together, Scotty. And same with the Bulldogs. They've got a young team as well. So it was probably, it's like the baby teams each coming together and having a good game. But Broncos ran away with it. Maybe home ground advantage. I'm not sure.
Who knows? Let's see what happens next week.
Yeah.
The next game is the Cowboys over the Titans 30-4.
Yeah.
What is going on with the Titans?
I think they were talking to the coach at the end of the game, and he said he thought he had a winning formula, but it's not quite there yet. So they've got a bit of work to do, but they've definitely got the players. So time will tell, I guess.
This next game really surprised me. The West Tigers and the Rabbitohs 23-22.
Yeah.
Luke Brooks getting a field goal.
Yeah, I felt good for Brooksy. It's good. He's had a lot of negative energy pointed towards him over the last couple of years. Definitely this year. But that's 2 in a row, Scotty. They won by 1 last week,
against Parramatta, but
Yeah. And everyone said that was a fluke of a game, but they had a good game.
I think Jackson Hastings was saying in an interview, he's saying that Luke Brooks was put so much pressure on him.
Yeah.
On
himself?
On himself, but
Yeah.
Luke Brooks actually stepped up this week.
Yeah.
And got the win for the Tigers.
Yeah. So they get up. What was the final score? 23-22?
23-22. So Luke Brooks kicked the field goal in the 79th minute.
Yeah. To win it.
The next game, Penrith 36 over the Raiders.
Yeah.
Penrith are looking at the best chances of winning the grand final this year and the premiership again 2 years in a row.
Yeah. Them and Melbourne definitely looking like the hot favourites this year, but Penrith were too strong, man. They were moving the ball left and right, big forwards. Ivan Cleary doing things that Ivan Cleary does. They're going to be hard to stop.
I think Nathan Cleary is stepping up this season.
Yeah.
He's been on fire. He's been leading the team. Let's see if he gets an origin spot this year.
Yeah, he's got my pick.
I'm gonna go with Mitchell Moses.
Oh yeah, of course. You're a Power fan.
The number 7 spot.
Yeah.
The Knights losing to Parramatta 39-2. As I said before, we got to experience that game.
Yeah.
Knights took the penalty goal in the 8th minute.
Yeah.
They reckon they were going to get away with winning, but Parramatta came back with 6 tries.
Yeah. Newcastle looked like they were going to be competitive in the first 10 minutes.
But as soon as Callum Ponga went off injured,
yeah,
that's when the game sort of
the momentum
turned
changed
on them.
Yeah.
The Knights got a bit eerie. Just Parramatta ran away with it. And at the end of the game, Mitchell Moses kicked the field goal to win the game for Parramatta.
We didn't even have to do it to win the game. I think that was just putting salt to the wounds, don't you reckon?
Yeah, you know what I was saying, that people were screaming for the 2 points, but I kept screaming for the 2 points for the Parramatta Eels.
Yeah.
The second last game, the Storm over the Warriors, 70-10.
Yeah.
Wow. 13 tries. Wow.
Yeah, they're killing me soft.
To be honest,
killing me soft.
I didn't watch the game. I saw the
You
end
didn't miss
results.
much, mate.
It was a good belting.
Yeah. Listen, I'll go and bet for my team, Scotty. They were competitive for the first half.
I have to agree with you on that, Adam.
Thank you.
You know, the Warriors didn't give it up with a fight, unlike Newcastle. No offense to Newcastle. You know, it was a good game. Looks like the Storm are favourites to win this season too.
Mate, you can't give the Storm any piggybacks, so to speak. You know, that the Warriors gave them too many opportunities and they made the most. I think there was 4 or 5 tries they scored, Scotty. It was like off the second or third tackle. I think they scored 3 tries in 5 minutes at one stage. The Warriors did lose some key players. It shouldn't matter. 70 points, that's a lot.
The last game, it was the Anzac Day Cup between the Dragons and the Roosters. Dragons got away with a 14-12 game.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I thought the Roosters had the win.
I thought they were going to come back too.
But
all credit to the Dragons. They took the lead, Scotty. I think that happened in the first half, and they did well to maintain it because I think the Roosters I thought they were going to come back. They only needed 1 try, and they got close a couple of times. So all credit to the Dragons.
just the Roosters just didn't have enough to, unfortunately, win the game.
Yeah.
So next week on Sky Sports, we'll be discussing round 8 of the Telstra Premiership. Back to you, Rusi.
Hello and welcome to the news. I'm Rusi Komatai. Now you may notice my segment The News is part of the online program The Rogues Den Show, which is produced by Rogues Den Studios who support people with disabilities. Now have you ever wondered what happens in the film program here at the Rogues Den Studios? Well, keep watching, because joining me in the studio today is Emma Tickner, who is a client in the film program, and she's going to give us an insight as to what happens in the film program here at Rogues Den Studios. Welcome to the program, Emma.
Thank you for having me, Rusi.
Now let's start off with, what do you do here in the film program? What do you do?
Well, I help out with behind the camera and behind the scenes because I don't really have the confidence to be in front of the camera as much.
Well, Are you building your confidence?
Yeah, I'm building it up, but
That's
because it's a slow process.
You'll get there. You'll get there. Are you hoping to get a career out of the film industry?
I think I'm more going for like the freelance route, so then I can like pick my own hours based around the jobs that I have.
Oh, wowza.
Especially since I have another job, and because of how inconsistent film industry jobs can be, I'll stick with that job and then just take the freelance jobs when I get offered them.
Oh, that's all right. Have you always wanted to do freelance?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I think I originally wanted the steady job, but I have that with my current job. So I can do the film as freelance hours.
That's all right.
Because I have the steady income with my current job.
Oh, of course. Well, that's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is very important. Tell us, what projects are you doing at the moment?
At the moment, I am working with Coast on the production that we're doing of the Tempest Chronicles.
Oh, what's that about? If you don't mind giving us a small insight, just a small blurb.
Okay. Well, basically, it's kind of like a medieval fantasy kind of story.
Oh, that's all right.
And it's about they're all named after star signs, and they all have elemental magic. And it's basically, the story of Shrek.
Yes.
We're kind of doing a similar thing with the story, with the way that we're doing the story.
Oh, that's all right.
And don't really know what else to tell you because we recently changed what we were doing, and I can't properly explain the new setup yet.
Oh, that's all right. So it's on Shrek.
It's not on Shrek, but we're using a similar plot scenario to Shrek.
No, that's all right. Interesting. That is interesting. Do you and the participants, do you take turns with the different roles? So say, do you take turns switching roles between on camera and behind the scenes?
Basically, we get the option, if you want to be solely on camera, you can be on camera. If you want to be solely behind the scenes, you can be behind the scenes, like what I do. Or you can bounce between both.
Oh, that's
really
interesting.
they really leave it up to the participant.
Oh, so you all get a choice.
Yeah, they leave it up to us what we want to do.
That is very exciting. Now, as part of the program, do you have to watch different films and TV series to get inspiration for the characters?
We don't have to, but but with the current thing we're doing, we have watched some to give us inspiration of where to take our show. But yeah, it's not forced on us.
Oh, that's all right.
They suggest stuff to watch, but they don't make us do it.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
What obstacles have you come across during your time in the film program?
The main one, COVID.
Oh yes,
that messed everything up. But yeah.
I could imagine. Going off script for a moment, have there been times during because you remember the big lockdown we had last year, have there been times where you've had to work virtually? Have you done Zoom and stuff?
Yes, we used to do the film. We did the film program over Zoom and Teams for a long time. It was kind of hard to do because we couldn't film anything.
I could imagine.
And half the time we froze on each other, so no one could keep up with what everyone was saying.
I could imagine.
Because we can't remember we don't know when the conversation stopped, so we didn't know where to pick it up from. And if you're anything like me, you just kept going anyway. You didn't realize you froze. You just kept talking. So when you came back, I was at a completely different point by that time.
Oh, that's all right. So you improvised.
Yeah, a lot of the time.
That is clever. have you had the tell us, have you and the other participants had the opportunity to partake in opportunities outside of the program because of?
Yeah. Like I wasn't there because I was doing TAFE, but the film group went up to a set that Kez was shooting, and they actually got to be extras in the movie that he was shooting.
Oh, wowza.
And I'm getting an opportunity next week to go with Kez to another film job in Sydney.
Oh, wowza.
So yes, it has been offered.
Would you mind telling us what that film is going to be?
The one that everyone went for.
Oh, what was that?
It was a film called What About Sal that Kez was shooting.
Oh,
I don't really know what it. Yeah, it was a film that Kez was already working on.
Oh, that's all right.
So the group just went up for the day to see the film set.
Oh, that would have been exciting.
Yeah.
A bit of behind the scenes, huh?
Yeah.
Wowza.
And they actually got to be extras in. Some of them actually got to be extras in the film.
Sounds like a hoot.
Yeah.
Sounds like a hoot. Overall, how has the program benefited you?
Well, I've never been very social because of past experiences. So coming here, it's nice to be able to just be social with people and not feel like you're different to them, because we all have like because in high school I wasn't diagnosed. I was the kid in mainstream that was undiagnosed. So like I felt like I was different to them, but because I wasn't diagnosed, I wasn't ever told why. So it's not just like being in an environment that just takes that in full swing.
No, that's all right.
And everyone's in the same boat, really.
Oh, of course. So you've sort of, so in a way, you've sort of come out of your shell.
Yeah.
That is very, very good. Good to hear. Now, before we go, do you have any advice for people that would like to join the program or are thinking of a career in film?
I would say just come. Like if you aren't sure, just come and like trial a day here. Just like see if it's good. Just like see if it's for you, because you're not going to know until you try it first.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Like don't properly commit to it until you know for sure. But like just come and like try the programs here, and then see if it.
Absolutely. Well, we're out of time now, but thank you very much for coming in to talk to us.
Of course, you're welcome.
It's been a lot of fun. And thank you for joining us this week for the news. I'm Rusi. Bye for now, and it's back to Dan.
Well, thank you all for joining us on another episode of the Rogues Den show. I've been Kez, because I did introduce who I was at the very beginning, so I kept you guessing all this time.
We're just going to have the card come on now.
Now. This has been Dan, because he's wearing his glasses, so we know it's Dan.
Yes.
But if he takes his glasses off, who is it?
I'm secretly Bo.
I'm going to put a face of Bo over this one.
Just as soon as I remove my glasses, just put a face of Bo up. At the beginning.
At the beginning.
Oh,
Thank you all for joining us.
shit.
We'll catch you next week. This has been the Rogues Den show. Don't forget to like, comment, and
subscribe.
yeah, you better. Otherwise, I'll hunt you down and kill you.
I won't give you cookies.
Yeah.
My threat is
He won't
worse.
give you cookies.